Good morning. Happy Monday to everybody. I hope everybody had a great weekend. Um, let's get to the news. And first, let's look at our heat map. This is what's going on so far this morning. Video is up stronger earlier, pulled back a little bit. The market was up a lot stronger earlier, like NVIDIA, and it's pulling back a little bit. Not too much going on. Healthcare is a mixed bag. Technology seems mostly up, including communication services. Consumer cyclical, pretty flat. Financial, a little mixed. So we got our picture there. Share the screen, go over this every day. I believe most people should be in an annuity. It beats the indexes by about 5%. Once it goes up, it never comes down, unlike the indexes. So that's the story there. I failed to share this one chart on my PowerPoint. Let's see if I can bring that up. Been a prediction made that there's going to be a somewhat of a crash on September 18th. So open this. To the file. September 15th. Why is this a magical date? Well, quarterly estimated taxes are due. So there's a feeling that a number of people, businesses may need to sell whatever holdings that they have. And this in the September seasonality is pretty poor. September and the first part of October have been where our worst months were. So let's continue to watch that. We'll try to report some statistics or technical indicators that will support this as well. So that's the story there. Stop the share here. And we'll bring up our screens. And bring up our news. News for the day. World news, China reduces tax and stock trading by 50% to boost the market. Australian retail sales in June increased by 0.5%, higher than the expected 0.3%. This adds some uncertainty on consumer demand, even as pressure on household budget increases. On to our stock company news. SharkNinja SN has been a consistent and successful innovator in small appliances and in industry marked by slow growth and few exciting new products. Now its stock can be consistent and successful investment as well, says Andrew Barry in this week of Barron's. XPeng, XPEV, Chinese automaker, acquired DiDi's smart auto development business for $744 million. XPeng will issue consideration shares to DiDi, DIDI, Hong Kong at 64.03 cents each share. Church and Dwight CHD upgraded to buy from hold at Truist. Energizer ENR downgraded to hold from buy at Truist. In autos, GM, Ford, and Tesla, or no, GM, Ford, and Stellantis, STLA, Unifor auto workers overwhelmingly vote to authorize strikes at GM, Ford, and Stellantis. Onto energy, Hawaiian Electric, HE, shares rise 36% pre-market. We'll have to take a look at them. Take a look at them right here. See what they're doing. Yeah, they're gapping up, and currently they're up actually even more, 43%. Shares saying Maui County's lawsuit is factually and legally irresponsible. According to the county's responsibility, said the fire caused by downed power lines was later reported 100% contained and declared extinguished by the county's fire department. Said afternoon fire in the same area after all those power lines in West Maui had been de-energized could not be contained by the fire department. Oil prices rose after China announced measures to boost its stock and property markets, helping offset concerns about increased supply and monetary tightening in the US and Europe. ENI has begun oil and gas production at the giant Baleine field in deep waters offshore Ivory Coast, the energy group said on Monday, confirming previous announcement by Ivorian Energy Ministry. Sinopec Corporation is not interested in acquiring Shell's SHEL refinery or petrochemical plant in Singapore, Sinopec President Yu Balco said on Monday. Optimus Energy ATO downgraded to equal weight at Wells Fargo following strong performance. On to financials. Allstate ALL, Arch Capital Group, ACGL, Ryan Specialty Holdings, RYAN, and Guidewire Software, GWRE, among insurers companies that could capitalize on strong demand for insurance, according to Barron's. On to healthcare. The Federal Trade Commission suspended its challenge of Amgen, AMGN, $27.8 billion acquisition of Horizon Therapeutics, HZNP, giving the agency time to weigh settlement that would allow the deal to close with conditions, to the Wall Street Journal. Boston Scientific, BSX, said the advent study of FARAPulse pulse field ablation system meets primary efficacy and safety endpoints. It looked like Boston Scientific was up. Just take a look here. Yeah, it's gapping up this morning, up 5.48%. BridgeBio, BBIO, announced detailed results of its phase 3 attribute-CM study of Acoramidis for patients with ATTR-CM. We'll just take a quick look at BBIO. It had gapped up earlier. It's trying to stay in that gap. It's down a little bit, 3.4% today. Immunogen, IMGN, said it has entered an exclusive collaboration with Takeda Pharmaceutical Company Limited, TAK, to develop commercialization of ELAHERE in Japan. Sold off at the beginning, but it's trying to hold there. Industrials and materials. 3M has tentatively agreed to pay more than $5.5 billion to resolve $300,000 lawsuits, claiming it has sold the U.S. military defective combat earplugs. We got a gap up on the news, a little over 5%. JP Hunt, JBHT, Knight, KNX, CH Robinson, CHRW, and Werner Enterprises. Freight Alley tweeted last night, truckers looking for a rate catalyst may get it from Hurricane Idalia. Hurricanes always create spot market opportunities, rate surges, and market chaos. While the human and economic toll is devastating, the bigger the hurricane, the bigger the rates. In an interview on Saturday, U.S. Trade Representative Katherine Tai said China's control of rare earth means it could turn on or turn off the faucet, which gives large leverage over U.S. supply chains, said CNBC. Virgin Galactic SPCE announces flight window for a third commercial space flight. Said flight window opens September 8th. I guess we could get our tickets. CrowdStrike actually downgraded to equal weight from overweight at Morgan Stanley and cut tight from 167 cut target actually to 167 from 178, cautious into fiscal Q2 earnings, which report in 2 days. And MACOM, MTSI upgraded to buy from hold at benchmark with a 92 price target. It's up this morning, although it is on the bottom of its range. So it's retracing similar to other companies in the stock market. And so that's our news for today. Let's go take a look at our dollar index. Dollar is pulling back slightly, basically pretty flat, not much movement. Gold is up slightly with that news, and silver is pretty flat. Looks like it may be building a shelf here. Pretty tight range. We'll have to keep our eye on that. Market wizard CMT AJ Monty said he has been taken, I think, 5% off, and if it pulls back over here, he's going to buy it back. So got that news. We got take a look at copper. It's kind of holding strong there. Southern Copper is pulled back. It's holding right around its 50-day moving average, and FCX, it's stuck under its 200-day moving average. So not much to look at there. Look at our bond yields. Bond yields are pulling back a little bit. I guess that's why the stock was up earlier. Bond yields were down lower at the open, and now they're bouncing back slightly. 20-year, they had a gap down last week. They're still in a tight trading range. Looks like they're building a shelf here as well, right above their 20-day moving average. Take a look at the VIX volatility index on the S&P 500. It's pulling back a little bit. We said there's a 100% chance of it filling this gap over here. So we'll just continue to watch that. That would mean the S&P 500 would go up. As we said on Saturday, we think the market will bounce a little bit for a couple of days based on signals. So we'll just take a look at the S&P. Got a little bit of a bounce today, up slightly, 0.39%. The NASDAQ is up very similar, 0.4, almost a 0.5%. Small caps, which really, if you look at it, what have they done for us? They're in this channel, and going back to December, could even go back even further. They did pop up here a little bit, I guess, in 20 from October 2020, but the long range Hit the wrong key. So they hit a high in 2018, and they're pretty much at the same area. So not much happening there. You can look at the Dow Jones in the same time. At least we got a movement up here in the Dow Jones. On the daily, this is our weakest link. Let's take a look at the industrials ETF. Doing slightly better. It's gapping up today, up almost 0.6%. Our financials up slightly. Energy up slightly. Take a look at oil prices. Pretty flat. Home builders up slightly, not too much movement there. Building materials. Looks like they're bouncing off the declining 10-day moving average. Up, like everything's up almost 0.5%. Mining and metals. Boy, it's up near 0.9%, but it looks like there's hardly any movement over here. It's down below all the moving averages. We need to see it at least get above one of them. Look at our airlines. Trying to bounce, hitting their head on the 200-day moving average. Semiconductors, pretty flat trading range. Infrastructure seems to be pretty strong. Look at technology. Technology is just kind of holding steady right above the 10 and 20-day moving averages. Got a pretty good support on Friday. We'll just see how today ends. Communications. Looks like we got a little bit of a gap up pretty strong, near 0.9%. And tech software, not moving too much. And let's take a look at that report with it. Transport average, not too much movement, but it's something to watch if you get another big hurricane coming into Florida. So we'll keep an eye on that for us all. Let's take a look at where big money is moving today. Just bring up my handy little icon. Number one mover, which we had looked at earlier, is Boston Scientific. We gap up. We got huge volume going in here, up 5.52%. Continue to watch that as still kind of building what we call a base on base. Still kind of in the movement of this previous base, which is very similar. Our charting system is a little slow today. Appfolio is up 4.34%. Pretty good volume over here. Chinese brokerage company. 3 days in a row, pretty good volume. Earnings came in at 78%, pretty flat on the earnings surprise, but looks like there's some money is moving in there today. It's amazing this Freedom Holding just continues to have buying in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row. Just marching up. Its earnings are due on the 28th, which is today. Splunk, which provided their earnings, which I guess is a surprise, continues up. Huge buying on Thursday and Friday. Still pretty strong volume here. NVIDIA. Has some good volume. Was up around 472 earlier. Pulled back a little bit. Ollie. Bargain outlets when Walmart and Target and other stores like that want to get rid of inventory that's not moving. They sell it at a discount to Ollie's. And Ollie's is bouncing pretty strong today. Volume's pretty good 2 days in a row. So we got a lot of buyers moving into that stock. And this is one we profiled over the weekend. Fastly jumped up relative strength line to the S&P 500. Looks pretty good. We'll take a look at a couple of biotechs. This one just keeps going. Up another $1.52. Each one is going to hit its target if it keeps up like this, and the volume is just impressive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 7 days up. I guess 6 out of 8 if you count. I forgot to count that day. This Alameda company is trending up. Volume is pretty light over here after the earnings came out, but it seems like that's kind of how it trades. Take a look at a firm. Holding strong. CWCO. Interesting, it was up huge in the morning and now it's sold off. Pretty good volume. Got a little cup with a handle. Looks like it's broken out of that area. So that's kind of our report for today. This has been Mornings with Michael for informational and educational purposes only. Go out there and go after your goals, keep up your activities. If there's any financial goals that we can help you meet, feel free to reach out to us. And in the meantime, have a great week.